Ukraine's Michael Larkov plays against Ian Iqbal from Scotland. China's Yuhang Wang plays Hong Kong's Wallace Wong. Christian Richter plays Daniel Boyles. That's Germany versus England. Ukraine's Artem Sersikov against Joel Connolly on your featured game here. And Moldova's Vladislav Gradinari will play against China's Wang Xingbo. Now the cream of the crop. Come out of the groups, the last 32 matches last night, and now we're down to the last 16. We'll have 3 games for you today. At 2 o'clock, we'll have a semi-final in the WSF Women's Championship, and at 6 o'clock this evening, we will have a quarter-final in the junior event. So we're ready to get underway. It's our time to break. Looking forward to this game. Well, it's a very, very good morning if you're in the UK, Ireland. And if you're in Greenwich Mean Time, just 8 a.m. an early start for you. Of course, if you're in Central Europe, most European countries, it is 9 a.m. The time here, 10 a.m. We're ready to go. Well, that's pretty much judged to perfection, that shot. It is a touching ball. Makes life a lot easier for Artem. Used to seeing these two boys over the years now. Two very, very nice lads. They really are. And they are well used to international and Q-Tour snooker. Used to the conditions, used to the pressures. Artem just 16 years of age, Joel just 18 years of age. I'll keep you up to date with what's happening in the other 7 matches in the last 16 as we go along here. Of course, Joel Connolly plays out of the Antrim club, the club of Mark Allen, where Jordan Brown and Robbie McGuigan play, 3 professionals. So definitely in good company when he's at home in Northern Ireland, in Antrim. That can only improve your game. Well, it catches the pink. You'll want that back, so a bit of early labour for Wang Chifei, our match referee. So getting some assistance from Joel there. Oh, that looks perfect. I don't think Joel, I know you won't like giving away 6 points, I understand that. But he was going into that with a bit of pace. He may have opened up a little bit more than he wanted to. I have a feeling that this one will not be hit. With the same pace, maybe slightly easier. Both players happy to continue. Taking the direct route this time. Definitely hits that with a little less pace. Now there is a pot to the top left available to Artem. It would be a really good opening pot if he can get this. You like to get something like this under your belt early on in the match because it just settles you into the game. It really does. And Oh, he's unlucky. At the same time, he still manages to make it difficult for Joel to see that red. Possibly off the bottom. No, he's looking to just nestle into it this time. I thought he may have come off the cushion into the back of the pack. Well, that's another careless shot from Joel.
Sersikov 6.
So we go again. So that's 12 points. That's another bowl, 18 points. That's, well, I don't know what Joel is doing here. He's not going to cause a whole lot. If he goes towards the bottom two reds there. So that's 18 points just handed to Artem. Artem won't complain. He'll take those points quite happily. And that was perfect from the referee. Now, Joel has been warned here that this is his third attempt. He has to hit them or concede the frame. This is going nowhere near the pink. Well, Joel hit that so hard. I suppose he had to make sure he hit the balls, but strange opening from young Connolly. And Artem gets in with the opening pot of this last 16 match. Opening frame here in the Marinella Hotel, Sofia, Bulgaria. Well, that's a confident shot. He's very unlucky. The red goes into the centre right pocket. Very unlucky because it was a brave shot to go right in so early. Now Joel's got a red that may pass to the top right. He's got one to the bottom right hand cushion, but the one to the top right pocket gives him ideal position on the black. That's a nice shot. Hit with lovely pace. Well, Joel was given back 7, but he's got a few points to find to get back what he gave away, and it was a very strange opening to the frame. I think precision is one thing, but that was a little too precise. Well, he's a quality player. He was in Morocco last year, plays in the Europeans. And once he gets going, he's a very talented young player, he really is. And he can build breaks. There's a lot of top quality snooker on offer here in the Marinella Hotel. If you're in the vicinity, you're watching this, you should come along and enjoy some top-class world snooker. And looking through the field in the last 16, it's quite remarkable. The last 32 in the tournament dominated by Chinese players. There are 4 Chinese players in the last 16. That's a quarter of the whole draw. 1 from Thailand, 1 from Poland, 1 from Northern Ireland, and 1 from England. There's one from Wales, two from Ukraine, one from Hong Kong. There's Germany, Malta, Moldova, and Scotland. So what a spread of nations. But the Chinese players have really caught the eye. 4 players in the last 16. Inevitably, it happens that 2 of them get drawn together. So there is one match at the moment between Wang Xinghong and Chen Qian, and that is going to be a cracker of a game as well. We're very early stages here of this last 16 match, and after a bit of a strange start to the game by Joel Connolly, he's now starting to settle into his business. I spoke to him before the match. He said he was feeling good. He was looking forward to the match. Oh, he missed the pack. Straight to the pocket. What a weird start to this game it's been. He really let rip on that. I think if he made contact with the pack on that occasion, there would have been reds up at the top corner pockets. So it's another opportunity for Artem. Just 6 points between them. You can't really afford to give away points in the early stages. It is best of 7, so not as tough as the best of 5 format, but important to try and get that first frame under your belt. This is a difficult match to predict. Joel Connolly, yes, he has the experience. And yes, he's been to the business end of many championships. But Artem has been around a while too. He's a very clever player. Very quiet lad. He just goes about his business. He's well capable. I think his tournament break is in the 90s, but he's had much higher breaks in practice, and he's played well here in Sofia. He's been very unlucky there. The split wasn't great. He's got a red to the bottom right, but it's extremely difficult. Looking at the possible plant, that's not available. Red to the bottom left, but he's got to go all the way down the table. And that's a dangerous shot to that red in the bottom left. I think the obvious choice would be to play off the red to the left of the pink and get it up behind the brown and the green and put Joel back into play, but there's nothing easy. Very unlucky with the split. Well, decides to play on the right hand side. It's a good shot. He had options for safety. He took the correct decision there, I think. And at the moment, looking at the other 7 tables in the venue here in Sofia, very early stages, but Wang Xingbo looks like he's going to take the first frame against Vladislav Gradinari, and again Joel Connolly hands over points. Joel really needs to settle down a bit. Can't keep giving away points. I mean, that's 22 points. Actually, it's 26 points in bowls. Yes, Wang Xingbo leads his match against Vladislav Gradinari by 1 frame to 0. That's the first registered frame win so far in the last 16. Wallace Wong well ahead in his match, but still a few points on the board. And Prin Ratnuka against Javier Rizzo in control of the opening frame. The other frames are still very close, so Wallace Wong wins his opening frame. You can follow all these live scores on the WPBS A and also on the WSF on Snooker Scores. Fantastic facility. You can see the players, the referees, the live scores, the results, the groups. This knockout, you can see live scoring in that, the breaks, and the schedule of play. Everything is there that you could possibly want in this WSF Championship at your fingertips. Well, this has to go. Well, it may be a bit thin.
Foul at the base. Go Connolly. 4.
So the referee has asked the players, they're both happy to continue. Another shot with safety here for Artem. This will make the contact a much better shot. And Joel has got a choice to make here. Does he try this tricky red to the right corner pocket, or does he go back up the table? This looks very much like he has a slight angle, but this is not an easy shot. May use the other red here to assist him. But it runs through. That's a beautiful shot. Just decided to follow through. Had a slight angle, but decided to try and get the black into this left corner pocket. He's got to focus on the black. Everything else will look after itself. And he does, and that's a fantastic split. Couldn't have asked for more, couldn't have asked for better. And I think that he deserved that for the shot he took on, because that was not easy. Now he's got to try and take this opportunity to win this opening frame. So dangerous in amongst the balls. When Joel gets going, he gets potting, and he's got a fantastic opportunity to win this opening frame. Nice little follow through there. Good position on the black. Got a lot on that. Maybe a little further than he wanted. Well, good to see that he's actually slowed down, because he was absolutely 100 miles an hour in the opening shots. You can understand it. It's exciting as well as testing, but he went a little too far on that cue ball. If he was 4 or 5 inches more to the left, he had the straight pot into the centre pot an issue. He's having a good look because that is extremely tight. Of course, if he misses it, he could hand the frame over. Yeah, that was the danger. He's okay though, in a sense that he hasn't left anything easy. That's careless again, losing the cue ball across the table. And a bit lucky to get away with leaving no easy pot here, but this is an opportunity again for Artem. The choice is the pot or the safety. The red in balk is a good safety option. He's in between shots here, he's not sure. It looks like he's going to settle for the safety. He's going to make sure that that red doesn't get stopped up there. Well, he gets a double kiss. And there is a pot open to Joel here, an extremely difficult long pot. This opening frame has been very strange. I think both players will be glad when this frame is over because they'll want to set back more into a traditional way of playing. This has been really unusual, this frame. Beautiful shot from Joel Connolly, and just develops the red slightly closer to the pocket. Well, not easy to get on that red near the right pocket, right corner pocket. Possibly he'll have to take the pink to give himself that angle because it would be difficult to force this black. He's got to make sure that he gets the black into the pocket, but these pockets are tight. He's got to hit this very, very precisely. And he does. It's very good. Just looking at the red in the bottom, see if it's up or on the cushion, just slightly up the cushion. Getting to the stage in the frame now where every point means an awful lot. When he gets this ready, he'll be 30 points in front. Possible 51 points on the table, so he'll need at least 2 reds and a high value colour. It's very well played. Now this is where it gets difficult. Has he got the angle to go up the table to that red on the left hand side? Or does he have to take on this bottom red? I think he's going to try and move that red on the left hand side. It's the easier target. Well, he gets the red but misses the black. On 30 points the difference, 43 points available. It's a very good shot to put the two reds close together, and it's a nice roll up the table. Excellent safety shot from Martin. I think with the slightest of swerve, he can hit this red. Maybe he doesn't even need the swerve, but he needs to definitely make contact. He does. Now he gets good contact, nearly back in balk, but he's left an opportunity here for Artem. And the way the balls are situated, if he can pot this red, got every chance of going on and winning the frame. Excellent pot. What an important pot that was. Now Artem Sersikov has the table at his mercy. If he can keep his head here, needs to make sure now that he keeps his position here. That is the problem. He has gone way too low on the red, and this is an extremely difficult cut into the left corner pocket. Maybe he's not even going to attempt it. I would say he didn't do himself any favours there, coming so low. This is into a blind pocket, really. He had to keep his position correct. He didn't do that. And that's a let off with Joe Connolly. Pretty convinced he was going to go and win the opening frame at that visit, but it's been a really weird frame of snooker. So Joel using a lot of swerve to get out of that snooker. He may need a little bit more swerve after this shot, because this is a great opportunity for a snooker for Artem. It's a good shot, very good shot. Well, swerving around that blue, not a great idea, I don't think. Again, that's kind of careless from Joel, because he didn't give it a whole lot of attention. So free ball here. That was a bit careless. Just sat down on, or went down on the shot and just hit it really fast. More points, narrowing the gap here. No free balls, so that will definitely go back. The yellow will go back, and the cue ball will come back down the table. Where's that red going? But you know what? That could have just worked out really, really well for Joel. But another 8 points. So many points and poles. in this opening frame. Well, yet another big chance for the opening frame from the Northern Ireland player. You've got to understand there's so much at stake here. A tour card for the winner to become a professional snooker player on the World Snooker Tour. There's bound to be nerves, tension, mistakes. But you don't expect them to last the whole frame, and they have. There's been tension out there. These two players haven't settled at all. I think it's a case of whoever does settle down the quickest will start to pull away in this match, but there's no signs of that happening yet. A lot of tension on the table here in Sofia. Well, that's a good shot, a very good shot. I think you could say the term is that it's loose. They're playing very loose, but not in a good way. I'm sure that'll change. There could be a free ball situation here. Well, no, it just clips through, so that will go back. Well, our referee, Wan Chupai, has had plenty work to do here in this opening frame. I've lost count of the time he's had to respot balls, bring balls back. He's done a good job. It's not easy. Well, I think that looks pretty good. Artem just... Yeah, I think both players are happy with that. The referee just spots one thing. Both players very happy to continue. Doing a good job is Wang Chupai. Missed again. This is heading towards the black ball. Just catches the green. No free ball. Was I don't think that's a free ball. I think the referee has said, excuse me, it's not a free ball. Maybe he has. Joel wouldn't be walking around the table unless he has, I think. Difficult to see at this angle. So quite obviously, free ball called. The thing is it a huge advantage to Joel to have a free ball? Well, it's a clever shot. Had the green if it went, has the snooker if it didn't, so well thought out there by Joel Connolly. I think Joel's given away about 30, if not 30 plus points and fouls in this opening frame. When we look at the scoreline, as it stands at the moment, This is difficult. Needs a lot of swerve on this. Gets it. Good escape. Again, leaves the opportunity for Joel. 25 points in front. Possible 35 points available. So red and a mid to high value ball will mean that Artem requires a snooker. Needs the red first. Yeah, the brown ball is fine. He has the angle, he has the pink into the centre. But obviously the brown ball will ensure that his opponent needs snookers, or needs a snooker anyway. Well, he stuck it right behind the blue. It's so careless again, it's so uncharacteristic. So his opponent requires a snooker, and he may just give him yet another opportunity. Well, I'm glad to see he's given this one a bit more thought. Looking to come off 2 cushions. Looking at that, no route up the left hand side. Up and down the table. To miss the pink and go back up is an option. Not an easy snooker to get out of. I think he's looking at a 2 cushion escape. Good shot. This frame now moves into the 36th minute. It was unlucky he caught the black there, otherwise it could have been a snooker. I think this opening frame is worth its weight in gold in terms of this match. It's such a difficult and strange frame. Whoever comes out on top here will feel a whole lot better. It's a very good shot. Nice pace on this. The black will, well, he almost touched the black. If he had touched the black, I think it would have been a snooker. So Artem has to be very accurate here. The blue is a problem. Needed to make sure of the return to balk there. Just a bit more pace on the cue ball there, and that would have been very good. Well, Joel has the opportunity to possibly create a snooker here. Well, it's not a snooker, but it's a good shot because of the distance between the two balls. It's a little bit straighter than Artem would have liked. Nothing easy in this particular frame. Even when the yellow is very inviting over the pocket, it's the cueing over the black is difficult, and that's been the trend of this frame. But I'll tell you what, Joel wasn't far away from missing that. He plays them very quick. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, and in this frame, anytime he's played quick, it's not worked. Not quite sure did he play the cut there, but it's worked out very well for him. So now can Joel see just the right hand side of that yellow? Nope, it's going to go through the gap between the blue and the green. Well, he can. Luckily not to go in off. Just readjusted at the last second. It's still anyone's frame, this. Even though the scoreline is a 30-point difference. It's impossible to actually say. Anything could happen. I do feel if Joel pots the yellow, that's it. I mean, surely he's got to try and just drop this into the centre pocket instead of going for... Well, he's looking at the top pocket. Trying to get this into the top left-hand pocket. Oh, decides to play the safety. Well, I suppose at some stage Artem has to think about trying to pot the yellow, get the snooker on another colour, because this really suits Joel Connolly to keep playing this safety exchange. It's been unlucky in terms of getting the snooker. That's a good shot from Joel Connolly. It's the best way to force your opponent into giving you an opportunity to pot. That's an excellent escape. Now this will cut into the top right hand pocket if he has enough room to get past the brown. Again, it's a clever attempt. Didn't hit it with a great amount of pace. If he had potted it, it would have been perfect for the green. Well, that's a serious mistake. And that should be, even though I'm not going to put the bank on it, that should be the end of frame. Oh, I'm not surprised. That's the way this frame has been. It's quite insane at times. Won't be the best frame of snooker you've ever seen, but you just don't know what's going to happen next. Well, we're 45 minutes into this opening frame, and I still don't know what's going to happen. Good shot from Artem. Battling hard here, this 16-year-old Ukrainian. Needs to be careful here. The black is very, very close. He plays it well. Couldn't have played it any better than that. Appreciated by his opponent. Well, the black helped there, but Jules can see that yellow on the right hand side. The other games in the last 16, Oliver Niziolek and Riley Powell are 1 frame each. Wallace Wong is 1 frame ahead of Yuhang Wang. Prin Ratmutka, Mutta I should say, sorry, is 1 up against Xavier Rizzo. Chen Chen is 1 up against Wang Xingtong. Ayan Iqbal from Scotland, 1 up against Ukraine's Michael Larkov. Christian Richter and Daniel Boys are level at 1 frame each, as are Vladislav Gradinari and Wang Xinbo. And what seems like an eternity, the yellow has fallen. We're heading towards the hour mark in this opening frame. A couple of snookers needed now by Artem. Well, this looks very good. I was unlucky not to pot it. Artem will still come back. 2 snookers required. I could go in the centre pocket. Not sure if he snookered here, Joel, but not the most difficult if he is. In fact, you can see past the pink here, which is good from his point of view. Well, he doesn't want the screen to go too far. That's an extremely difficult swerve shot. He's got to be so careful here. He could just miss the green completely. That's one snooker back, one required now for Artem.
Connolly 4.
What a pot that was. Don't know what was intended. I presume it was. It went in so cleanly.
Artem survival 3.
Well, 25 behind is Artem. 22 available points on the table. Well, an opportunity of a snooker possibly here. The pink in a good position. That's unlucky. How unlucky is that? Because it was definitely going to be a snooker. It was beautifully played. And now he's snookered himself on the blue. Doesn't surprise me with this frame. We've had a bit of everything. Well, this could be end of frame, but I'm afraid to say it with 100% certainty. I really am. It's been that kind of frame. Well, that is that. Joe Connolly has won the opening frame in this last 16 WSF Junior Championship match. And I'll tell you, that was not an easy watch. 55 minutes, the opening frame. It would have to get better. But Joel Connolly won't mind. He's got that opening frame under his belt. And what a frame to win. A frame where anything could have possibly happened. After the first frame, it's Joel Connolly that leads by 1-0. So here we go, frame 2. It's Joe Connolly who leads by 1 frame to 0. Poland's Olivia Nezalek now leads Riley Powell by 2 frames to 1. Wallace Wong 2-0 up on Yuhang Wang. One all in the all China match between Wang Xinghong and Chen Qian. Xavier Rizzo has pulled the frame back. The young Malta player, it's 1-1 now with Prin Ratmukta from Thailand. Michael Larkop has pulled the frame back against Ayan Iqbal. This is going to crash into the reds, and it's released the red to the bottom end of the table. Extremely difficult, but with the 3 reds at the top of the table, there may not be a lot of other options here for Artem. Well, he had no choice but to go for it. It wasn't an easy shot. So touching ball called by the referee. Wang Chupai from Hong Kong earned these few shillings in that opening frame, moving the furniture all the way through it. Well, this red is going to come down if it doesn't catch the middle pocket. It does, luckily for Artem, because that was travelling. Touching ball again, so makes the decision an awful lot easier for this young Ukrainian player. Balls are definitely spread all over the table. None of the collars are tied up, so whoever gets in first here will have possibly a lot of options. That's a good opening pot from Joel Connolly. first spot in this type of frame was always going to be the most important one. Joel's had a maximum of practice. He's had a tournament 140, so break building is not an issue. I think it's fantastic to see the increase in the level and popularity of the game in Ukraine, with players like Ulian Boyko on the main tour and up-and-coming players like Anton Kazakov, Artem Boyko and Oleski Bogobeski. You know, these are very, very talented young players, and of course Artem is part of that group of emerging Ukraine talent. Well, this will be an important pot because it'll free up another 3 balls.
14.
The bottom of those 2 reds together looks the perfect little roll through. It's well played by Joel. A little straight this time. He's got to think about some other avenue. May just put a little bit of side on this. It's a nice run. Doesn't want to come too close to any particular ball, and that's worked out really well.
39.
Well, he's got the pink and the blue in nice positions. If he has to go to the centre pocket, he's got that red to the left corner, just to the left of those 2 blue, red balls close together. That is the option he's looking at. Maybe the angle into the centre pocket doesn't suit. It's got to be played really very gently. Small bit of check on the cue ball. He's got that lovely for the blue, so that's perfect. I think maybe the blue may have to go to the pink spot here. If there was any doubt, Joel made sure it did.
43.
Well, this is more like it, isn't it? I've seen Joel Connolly play matches, and he does this 4 frames in a row. He's quite capable of doing that. It's a very impressive break by Joel Connolly.
First set now.
There's just 75 points available on the table here. This has been impressive. The frame now 1 for the Northern Ireland player. He's in complete control of the cue ball. Excellent shot. Well, he's missed it. A couple of more pots, he had the century. He won't care. 88 break for Joel Connolly. He leads by 2 frames to nil. I can safely say that was about 12 minutes, that frame, 12 or 13 minutes. The first one was 55 minutes, so definitely Joel Connolly going through the gears on that one. Excellent break, and it's the Northern Ireland man that leads by 2 frames to nil. Okay, we're ready to get underway soon. Just wait for Joel. Here he comes. He's back into the arena. It will be our time to break. He trails by 2 frames to 0 in this quarter final, or this last 16, I should say, of the WSF Junior Championship. A place in the quarter final for one of these players. I can tell you that the Thai player Prin Ratnutka is now 2-1 up against Xavier Rizzo. Wallace Wong 3-0 in front of Yuhang Wang. So Wallace needs one more frame to get to the last 8. Riley Powell has pulled the frame back against, or is trailing by a frame, I should say, against Olivia Nizalek of Poland. That's 2-1 to the Polish player at the moment. Still all square between Wang Xinghong and Chen Chen. That's 1 frame apiece. Same between Michael Larkov and Ian Iqbal, 1 frame apiece. Same with Christian Richter and Daniel Boys, 1 frame apiece. Daniel Boys ahead in that 3rd frame. And Wang Zimbo leads Vladislav Gradinari by 2 frames to 1 and is 50 points ahead, or 49 points ahead in that particular frame. So starting to get closer to matches completions here in Sofia, and getting closer to see who's going to make it through to the quarterfinals. Now we will have a quarterfinal game for you here at 6 o'clock local time. That's 4 o'clock GMT and 5 o'clock CET, Central European Time. So we have that coming up a little later on today. And we also have semi-final of the WSF Women's Championship. That will be here at 2 o'clock. So a lucky break there for R10. Apologises for that. Didn't see a lot of the table in the 2nd frame. Only had a couple of shots. So he's in early here. He's got to take advantage of that, and he doesn't. If that keeps rolling, it will suit Joel Connolly. He's got a choice here into the centre or into the bottom. The centre obviously is the safer shot. Far less risk. And his tables are fast. He's got to cut this in with gentle pace, and he does that. No, he doesn't want to go too close to the black. He's held up just enough. Just wondering, will he power into the pack here? Certainly has the angle. Decides to take the conservative route. Well, we know how dangerous Joel can be if he gets into a rhythm. He's a very fluent player. Just disturbs 1 or 2 balls there to give him the option of the red to the right of those 2. This is not easy when your bridge hand is so high. He does well, holds it for the blue, and he's the correct side. Now he's got the loose red below the pack. He's also got a red just to the far left that will go into the bottom left-hand pocket. I think that would be the target ball. Oh, he's into his rhythm very quickly here in this frame is Joel.
30.
He's got that loose red to the left of the bunch. That would go into the bottom right hand pocket. Therefore coming to this side with a black.
21.
Got a bit of work to do with the cue ball here. That was just slightly out of position. That's end of break. With 38 points on board. Three colours pretty close together up there with the green in the middle. Well, you'll be pretty satisfied with that. It's a good shot. Very good shot. That's an excellent response. Cue ball's gone close to the middle pocket here, but just a little high. Or I should say the red ball, not the cue ball. Interesting moment in this match. Artem is kind of frozen up for the last frame. Joel had an early opportunity in this frame, but just ran out of position. Artem needs to start scoring, he really does. Not a well taken shot by Joel. He's got the yellow ball here. Or the brown, whatever he fancies. Definitely the yellow looks to have a better angle on it. The loose red to the left of that cluster of reds. There's a lot of pace on that. But it's okay, it's fine. The problem having this angle is it brings the pack into play. But that could suit Joel. Manages to release one red, but it goes safe. And that doesn't look like a fantastic angle to get into the pack. That's what he's trying to do. Well, he sees a red at the bottom. That goes, so that's clever. Couldn't see that before the shot.
11.
He wants to leave himself here with a good angle to disturb those reds. Just tuck the little red back in there. And this is an excellent angle for him to disturb that cluster of 5 reds as he reached the half-century mark in his points in this third frame. Well, the blue will help. Stopped him from flying further up the table, and he's got a good split there.
19.
He's just having a look to see if the pink pots to that left corner pocket. It certainly would make the shot a lot easier. He could just stop the cue ball. This is a long stretch here. That happens when you stretch. It's kind of a no or never moment, Artem. Sersikov, you need to get in here. And you need to score heavily.
What?
So a nice gentle pink into the centre will give him ideal position again. So red to the centre.
7.
It's well played. Good angle on the black. That was not a well played shot. He's got the red to the top right, but it's a hell of a lot more difficult than what he wanted to have.
15.
It is very missable. Almost a little too close to the red with the cue ball. This could be missed on the high side if he's not careful. That's a great shot.
16.
That's an excellent shot from Artem. Not only was the pot great, but the positional play for the blue ball was very good as well. Interesting moments in this WSF Junior Championship last 16 match. Another well executed shot. So he's closing the gap here. The red by the pink. Well, he's got a chance to move it if he takes the pink to the centre pocket and just open up that shot. He's not even considering that. He's got the position to go in here and get that cue ball up with the red into the right pocket. It had to be inch perfect, and it is. Maybe could have gone
29.
a different route to this. He's now looking at the second last red. 43 points still available. So no shortage of points available on the table. Well, that's a tough shot, this. Not as easy as it looks. He's got to be... The one thing he can't do is just miss the black. Having a look at the potting angle, the black is the most important thing here. If he plays it with the correct pace, he'll be okay. He's got the angle to get on that last red. He does just that. Excellent shot. Well, that's a good pot because he hit that with a bit of pace.
48.
Brown to come next, I would imagine. Although if he takes the green, he puts it back on its spot and then it's standard clearance. He's going to go brown ball. And he's made this a lot more difficult by that, coming across so far on the table. with the shot before last, it's put him into this position.
44.
I always felt that the more difficult pot was the green, but it gave him a much better position. Now he's got himself into a small bit of bother here. It's a risky pot to attempt, especially with the cue ball so close to the cushion. That is the problem. That was not easy. I'm actually surprised he took that on.
44.
It was a good safety option. Possible snooker available. But it was a good reply from Artem Sersikov. He's put himself right back into this frame. Well, it might seem like a lot, but 12 points ahead on the green is quite an advantage. With all the balls on their spots besides the green, it becomes a very, very important amount of points. He's very unlucky as Artem not to get the snooker there. And Joel will have to be careful with the cue ball here, but if he catches this green correctly, there's a chance he may pot it. Just caught it on the thin side. Wasn't an easy shot. And he's given Artem a look at this. The only question is, do you play it with a bit of pace, or do you play it gently to get on the brown? The gentler shot is the more risky. Well, just about getting past the pink there. Not much reward for a great pot. Can only see one side of the brown ball here. Just 9 points the difference. In terms of the points left on the table and the gap between the players, the brown has become a crucial ball for Artem.
Push him. Three.
The finest of shots, the finest of touches. He's left it off the cushion. Artem is having a look at this. If he can get a nick on this brown, it's a shot to nothing really, and leave the cue ball back down the centre of the table. Fascinating frame, this one. I think we can all forget about the first one. The second one was brilliant from Joel Connolly, but this could go either way. Well, he didn't catch it as thin as he'd liked. He's left it out in the open. Joel Connolly could try and cut this into the right corner pocket. I think that would be extremely dangerous. But brilliant at the same time. What a pop from Joel Connolly. Well, the blue has become frame ball here in this third frame for Joel Connolly. Now, if he was in the club in Antrim, he wouldn't think twice about cutting this into the middle pocket. Different situation here. Beautiful shot. Just wants to drop below the black. The last thing he wants is to be snooker, that's fine.
recording.
So one snooker required from Artem. He's been in this situation in all the frames, needing one snooker deep into the frame. This looks like a fantastic shot. Well, that is an absolute world-class snooker. Fantastic snooker laid by Artem Sersikov. Everyone will have their idea about how to get out of this one. I can only see one way. It's with the rest off the bottom table cushion here, and hope to get the angles right. Considering playing over the black, but that's extremely tough. I think he might hit this with a bit of pace somehow. He's going to have to give it a bit of pace. He doesn't want to leave the cue ball anywhere close if he misses. Fantastic shot from Joel Connolly. This frame has been full of top-class snooker. Wasn't far away. Good effort. Well, this is going to bounce off that cushion. This is a chance to just wrap the frame up. Looking to go 3 frames, and then in front is the young Northern Ireland player. Does that with ease. It's been a very interesting third frame. Joel Connolly leads by 3 frames to 0. So nearly ready to get underway. Just wait for Joel to return to the arena. It's 3-0 in front for the Northern Ireland player. In the other last 16 matches, just have a look around the tables now and see how those matches are panning out. Prin Ratmuka now leads Javier Rizzo by 3 frames to 1. 2-2. Riley Powell has pulled another one back against Olivia Nizalek. All square in that one. Wang Xinghong 2-1 up against Chen Chen in that all-Chinese match. It's another frame victory for Ian Iqbal of Scotland. He leads Michael Larkoff by 2 frames to 1. All square in the game between Christian Richter and Daniel Boyes. Christian pulling a frame back. A lot of tight matches out there at the moment. Nobody could call a lot of these. So it's 3-1 now to Wang Xingbo against Vladislav, I should say, Gradinari from Moldova. And we have a result on one table. Wallace Wong has booked his place in the quarterfinal. He beat Yuhang Wang by 4 frames to 0. So he keeps up his impressive performances here in Bulgaria. So Joel breaks 1 frame away from booking a spot in the quarterfinal. It's a long way to go for Artem. The scoreline, with the exception of 1 frame, doesn't really tell the story. It could have went any way in the first frame. It could have went either way in that last frame as well. But now the young Ukrainian player has a bit of a mountain to climb. He's got to win the next 4 frames in a row. So what really started off as a strange match, a 55-minute frame that could have went either way, has suddenly picked up pace. Artem knows that he can't let Joel back in. He likes to score heavy. So for those of you that are joining us now here in Sofia, the Marinella Hotel, for this WSF Junior Championship pathway to the World Snooker Tour, you are very welcome. We have 3 matches for you in commentary. All the games are being played in the arena, but we'll have another game for you at 2 o'clock when we'll have the WSF women's, one of the WSF women's semi-finals. And then at 6 o'clock we're back with the junior event. We'll have a quarterfinal game for you here in Bulgaria. Well, this is a risky shot because he's pushed that red towards the pocket, and Joel will take this one on. Just had a little peek at the black as well. That will pot. There's no issue there. If he can take this red, he's in a very strong position. Awkward queuing over the green, but he's put away a few of these in this match. That was a long way away from the pot there, but it wasn't an easy shot. Had to bridge over the green. He has opened up a few more balls in that cluster of reds, the 15 balls. There's 5 or 6 of them, pretty open now. There'll be a few more move here. Looking to cut this one in. Well, just manages to play. Didn't get the pop, but played a very good safety shot. Artem cannot make any more mistakes. If he does, his championship hopes will be dashed. It's a good safety shot as well. Good pace on the cue ball from Joel there. Great pot. Outstanding pot from Artem Sersikov. Well, that looks okay. He's looking at the other red, see what options he has after his next black. He may even want to go into the cluster of reds and try and open up some more options for himself, and looks to me like he's at the angle to do that. The ideal contact would be the red closest to him. If he can make a good hard contact on that, he'll split balls left, right and centre. Well, just missed the object ball he was aiming for. That red goes to the pocket and falls. That is so unlucky. That's the second time in this match that has happened to Artem Sersikov. Again, in another frame, he just broke into, blasted into the reds, potted the black, and the red drifted into that very same pocket. That's extremely unlucky. It's not all about skill. You need the luck as well. And not taking advantage of that, Joel. He'll be disappointed he missed that. Huge opportunity. Sigh of relief from Artem. So unlucky. For that to happen twice in the one match is really unusual. This isn't easy either. There is the red that he can cut to the left corner, but is full of danger. And that was the only available shot, so deciding to go back up the table, hit it a bit firm. But no damage done. I get the feeling if Artem leaves any clear opportunity for Joel here, it will be fatal. Well, Joel, the red just below to the left of the blue will go to this corner pocket. He's got to be careful with the cue ball here. Oh, very unlucky. That was very, very close. Good cue ball control, puts it back into balk. Another result from a last 16 match. Thailand's Prin Ratmut has gone through. He's defeated Malta's Xavier Rizzo by 4 frames to 1 and booked his place into quarterfinals. And Joel Connolly gets his first pot in. wasn't an easy blue for position, and he's left with not a whole lot here. He's looking at that cut into the left pocket with the gap between the reds. There's an avenue up the table. That's difficult. Well, this is some pace, but it's just a little high. Risky shot to take on. And Artem is back at the table with a good opportunity to get some points on the board here.
One.
There's a 5 or 6 balls clearly available, and that blue over the centre pocket is always a shot if you run slightly out of position. And Artem
Nine.
just needs to keep this going. He has come to the table a few times, got 3 or 4 pots, and then just ran out of position. So he just needs to keep this moving now. Again, a little low. He has options with the bottom of those 2 reds together to the right hand, the right corner pocket, but needs to force this a little. Maybe he's done well, but he's tucked that loose red back into the other cluster of 5 there. Now he has that red over the centre pocket as an escape if he wants to come up the table. But if he can get back in amongst those reds there on that side, on his own side of the table, he's gone. Well, he's gone up the table. He has that red now.
24.
He'll try and get back down towards the blue again. He has 2 loose balls in baulk as well. Tons of options for this young Ukrainian. Well, he's just a little firm with that. He's got a difficult shot coming up. The pot is difficult with the blue. He shouldn't, if he hits it correctly, come near the brown ball, but there's always a risk. He's got to hit this very fine. Very well played, but where's the cue ball going to end up? He's completely the wrong side of where he wants to be. No choice but to play the safety shot, and he's played a very good safety shot. But he'll be disappointed. But he has a nice couple of points on the board now, changes the complexion of the frame. We're looking for a bit of luck here.
One.
Doesn't get a whole lot of it, to be honest. Good pot though. Difficult shot with the blue. If he can get it, he'll be in A1 position here. He's unlucky. Very difficult shot. Chance for Joel Connolly now to get back to the table. But the sport frame has been played very well by Artem. Unlucky with that blue. Well, that's careless. Surprised. Surprised that Joel missed that. Wasn't the easiest shot, but look where he's left everything. Well, that's travelled a long way. Just take himself away from the table, reset the brain, as they say. Very good. Battling hard here is Artem. He's unlucky. He wanted just to get a little further up the table. He's run out of position a few times in this particular frame. That's a fantastic pot. That's fine. Looking to make contact with those two reds. Wasn't far away either. So no, 40 points in front. 59 points available. The reds not in great shape for Joel to make a comeback. And puts the black on the cushion, and that'll help. Puts another red on the other cushion. Good tactics from Artem Sersikov. Well, it's a good shot from Joel because he's hoping that something will get disturbed here, but Artem did bring the two balls into play, but look at the safety shot. Exemplary. Great pace on the cue ball there. And somehow, if Joel wants to get back into this frame, he has to get that pink or that black off the cushion. He's got a red on the cushion as well. Well, that could be the shot of the tournament. That was a fantastic shot to get the black out there. He's been unlucky because it runs right into a cluster of other colours. I think he'll definitely take the pink, bring the pink into play. He's got to make sure he keeps that cue ball safe. Even though he only got a point out of that, it was a very worthwhile visit to the table. Gets the two top balls off their cushions. Still a lot to do, 39 points behind, 59 on the table. Cue ball looks like it's going into that pocket, it has. So a little bit of bad luck for Artem. He hasn't had a scrap of good luck in this match, to be honest. How important could those 4 points be? Well, that's a bad miss from Joel. But he's been lucky where the red has ended up. He could have finished up by the pocket. Let's tuck the blue onto the cushion now as well. So everything indicates that Artem should win this frame. Magnificent pot.
What?
He's got the black ball now as well. What a great shot from Joel Connolly. I mean, everything is against him in this frame at the moment. Well, he's looking at the black ball. He's got to dig deep into this. He's looking to power through. Well, oh, he's very unlucky with the green coming back up the table, but that's the black back on its spot. He can take this red off the cushion on the right hand side of the table as well. The blue and the yellow out of commission. He's got to be careful with this. Bit by bit, Joel is giving himself a chance in this frame. Wang Zimbo is into the last 8. He's defeated Vladislav Gradinari by 4 frames to 1. Impressive player, Wang Zimbo. We saw him here yesterday evening. Well, that's a clever shot, putting the red back to that cushion. All the hard work has gone to nothing. No knocking the black there, but still leaves it very safe. I'll tell you, Joel Connolly wins this frame with all the cue ball, all the balls, I should say, just been so tied up. Well, that's a bit of a mistake from Artem, because he's just brought the black back into play into the right corner pocket. If he does manage to come through and win this match by winning this frame, it would be some achievement, because everything is stacked against him at the moment. But to his credit, Joel is not leaving Artem with anything easy. Now, he can attempt to cut this, but Artem knows if he does that and misses, he's gone straight into the red and the black, one of the two balls there. But it's a case of, do you want to win it or not lose it? And he's, my opinion, has to take everything on, any opportunity he gets. Well, strange choice of shot. Interesting moments in this fourth frame here at the WSF Junior Championship last 16. The pot was always a given. What's he going to get out of it? Does he move the blue? Just slightly. It's going to tuck up here behind the blue. It's a good shot. It's a very, very good shot. And this is not easy. So 3 tables over, 5 still in play. Still 2-all between Olivia Niziolek and Riley Powell. 2-all between Wang Xinghong and Chen Chen. 3-1 for Ayan Akbal against Michael Larkov. And 2-2 between Christian Richter and Daniel Boyce. That is a fantastic effort.
Well, Joel Connolly.
Joel fancies this. But I think if he can get some more points, it's not a huge advantage with the yellow being tied up on that cushion. Well, Daniel Boyce has just gone 3-2 up on Christian Richter. (3-2) to Wang Xinghong against Chen Chen. Earlier results: Prin Ratmukta, a 4-1 winner over Xavier Rizzo. Wallace Wong, a 4-0 winner over Yo Hang Wan. Well, it's a free ball and everything, but it's of no benefit. And as we've seen there, Wang Xingbo, a 4-1 winner over Vladislav Gradinari. Now these points are vital. The last thing he wants to do here, Artem, is hit the black and leave that red in a potable position. This is good. This is very good. But so unlucky. Now Joel will play. Well, no, I'm surprised. He's actually asked the referee to put it back. Well, you've got to look at the yellow ball, I suppose. That comes into thinking. If he had potted the red, he would have found it difficult enough to get up to the yellow off the black. Well, that was... It's almost impossible to think how you put it behind the red, but he did. This is a lot harder. Struck with a lot of pace and a great shot. Well, a big difference in the points now. 14 only between them. And the pink Well, he slightly got it off the cushion. It's another good shot. It's a difficult snooker to get out of again. Joel Connolly exhibiting his battling qualities here. Had nothing in his favour and has played this extremely well, fighting to get back into this frame. And he'll get another 4 points. It's a free ball, but again, no advantage. So 10 points behind. He is considering taking the green here. No advantage really. Well, Joel will be hoping that if Artem does make contact with the red, that he may and somehow move that yellow. It's not out of the question. Oh, a bonus. Artem puts his hand up to apologise, but that was a real bonus there. Not only hitting it was good, but potting it was fantastic, and that could be the fluke that wins this frame. And let's be honest, he's due some bit of luck. He's had nothing but bad luck. Well, the all-important yellow, we've been talking about it for a bit now. This is where the yellow becomes the crucial ball in this frame. Not happy with that. Artem. Not happy at all. What a pot. Where's the cue ball going? Will it just bounce out? What a pot from Joel Connolly. At this stage of a last 16 match in a World Snooker Federation event, that was gutsy. Well, I know he had to move the green, so he had to put a bit of pace onto that. And he's got away with that. He acknowledges the fact that could have been end of frame. Is the double an option? This is going to stay by the pocket. That's unlucky again. Joel Connolly has a chance to book his place in the quarterfinal of the WSF 2026 Junior Championship here in Sofia, Bulgaria. Oh, it's incredible. I've seen it all now. This match, I've really seen it all. Absolutely unbelievable. I have seen everything now. He's just having a look at his tip because that's incredible. jumps the ball in the air, completely hits it wrong, lands down the table, puts the green, and gives him a chance at the brown. It's been one of those matches where everything has happened. Okay, we'll catch our breath and see what happens next. Well, that's what's happened, a beautiful shot. He's got the right angle now to screw back and get himself along this right-hand rail near that pink. Hard to believe blue and pink will send Joel Connolly through to the quarterfinals of this WSF Junior Championship, because this frame had no hope written all over it for him, but he's battled back with some beautiful shots. He's hit that a little firm, but that's okay. So sorry, all tied. The black required. Getting ahead of myself there. Stretching across the table, but he's a tall lad, but he's not comfortable with this, but he'd much rather than the rest. Beautiful shot. So black ball game. Joel Connolly, as Northern Ireland holds its breath here, it's an opportunity for the young man from the Antrim Snooker Club to get to the quarterfinals of the WSF Junior Championship. And he misses the black. Wow, Artem cannot believe it. He just cannot believe it. What a miss. Artem Sersikov will have to just compose himself for a second. And keep his championship hopes alive. And does. Whoa, what an absolutely enthralling frame of snooker. Joel Connolly missing a pretty elementary black. Artem Sersikov has got a frame back here in this last 16 match. It's Connolly who leads by 3 frames to 1. What next in this match? We've had everything so far, plenty more to come. Here we go, we're ready for frame number 5. Hold on to your seats, anything can happen in this match. Early results for you. Thailand's Prin Ratmutta has defeated Xavier Rizzo from Malta by 4 frames to 1. Hong Kong's Wallace Wong, a 4-0 winner over Yuhang Wang from China. And Wang Xingbo from China, a 4-1 winner over Moldova's Vladislav Gradinari. And the winner of this match will meet Wang Xingbo in the quarterfinals. So an early opportunity for Joel here from that break. That break off is hit that perfectly. He's looking around. It wouldn't surprise me with this angle if Joel goes crashing into the pink here. And he has split the balls very well. Looking for something. It's got a red to the centre pocket. The black has gone a little safe, but there's a bit of confidence about that. Not hanging around here, Joel. So straight in. Took great care with that blue. He knows it's an opportunity.
Sure.
The pink is available. The black a little out of commission, but that can change.
13.
There's a red over the right corner pocket. There's another red, 2 reds together on the right of the pink. I think the bottom red will pot. It's tight though. Well, he's got that red just below the pink. That will pot into the right corner pocket. If he gets the right contact with the cue ball, he should leave himself back on the pink, or he can also screw back for the blue. Gets the right contact.
19.
Riley Powell now leads by 3 frames to 2 over Olivia Niziolek. So from being 2-1 down now, 3-2 ahead for the Welsh player. He's had a couple of looks at that black ball. It's the last thing he wants to do at this particular stage, to have to play it. He's got this red into the corner pocket. A little bit of screw back could bring him back for the pink. But always easier. He's got to get the rest of that shot. He'd prefer to have his hand on the table. He's going for a long cue shot here. Nicely done. Nice bit of stun for the pink to the right centre. China's Chen Chen has pulled back a frame. He now trails by 3 frames to 2 against Wang Xinghang. Daniel Boys leads by 3 frames to 2, but trails in that 6th frame. Well, needed to miss the reds. Quite simple. He's got a very tough pink now, but if he wants to keep this break going, he has to take the pink. The blue is an option, but a difficult option. They started off very well in the last frame, but Artem showed some real class snooker. In the end, he had the fortune to win the frame, but he would have been encouraged, but that wouldn't have encouraged him much, because that's a beautiful shot, and the only problem with it is the pink will now go to the back of the cluster of those 4 red balls. Looks like the referee, Mr. Wan Shu Fai, will measure, But it's very, very close. So he's satisfied that he has to put it to the bottom, but it doesn't always suit the players. Now Joel may have to consider trying to do something with the black ball. Well, it does spot, apparently. Referee of course, with the spots unavailable and reds above in the table, it's a different scenario. I think that's end of break. There was a gap there, of course, to put the pink back into that position, so it's going to be end of break, I would imagine. Joe would love to keep this going, but he's got to think about where he's going to leave the cue ball here. He's very conscious of the red nearest the right hand pocket. He doesn't want to give Artem a look at that. He may look to disturb that red if he can, but it's very, very tight. Well, that's the ideal spot to leave the cue ball, but easier said than done. Well, that is just fantastic snooker. Christian Richter has pulled the frame back. It's gone to a deciding frame between Germany's Christian Richter and England's Daniel Boyes. Exciting match there. Ian Iqbal still leads by 3 frames to 2 over Michael Larkov from Ukraine. And the Scots lad just slightly in front in that frame, on a break at the moment. China's Chen Chen well ahead in that 6th frame, looking to make it 3 frames apiece and force it to a deciding frame. A lot of very tight games in those remaining 5 matches. Excellent. We left just the slightest of gaps, and Artem pots an excellent red. Now the black will go on the pink spot if he pots this. This is extremely difficult. He just ran it off the cushion slightly. So we now have a scenario where the black ball is available over the pocket, which is going to tighten this frame up substantially. Perfect weight on the cue ball. Ball players won't be able to take their eyes off that black. Well, did well not to collide with the reds on the right hand side of the table there. It's a good safety shot, top quality. Well, on table 9 it looks like the two Chinese players are going to go to a deciding frame. Chen Chen just on the brink of making it 3-3. And has trailed in this match, but has fought his way back. Was a chance for Joel there. He wasn't far away, but was lucky in a sense that the red ball rattled the pocket and went to the left. There's a big target here of safety for Artem. Brings that red down the table, which is clever. Well, there is a red for Joel here. He's looking at the possibility of a, dare I say, a 4-ball plant. It wouldn't surprise me in this match because we've had everything. Ian Iqbal from Scotland, leading in his 6th frame. He leads by 3 frames to 2 over Ukraine's Michael Larkov. But coming off the other side, caught that very thin. Needs something to help him here. The yellow could. Well. Getting pretty interesting now, isn't it? Same shot again, I would imagine. Similar to Joel's. Well, misses. I think Joel, that part on the table, will play because he doesn't want to see himself in a tougher situation if Michael does get the shot correct. Michael Larkov on table 10, battling back against Ian Iqbal on a break at the moment. It's amazing how one ball by the pocket can change the whole look of a frame. Especially when it's a black ball. What a great shot that was. Well, that was extremely risky, and that could be the end of Artem's championship with a shot like that. Already trailing by 42 points.
What?
Joel needs just to get down this side of the table. If he just passes the pink, that bottom red. That's a lovely shot, it really is. Now, if he can plot his way through the next 1 or 2 shots, he'll be very difficult to beat. And quite sensibly clearing up the balls the easiest possible path, ignoring the black until he needs it. Gentle screw back here again. If Joel can get that red nearest the black spot, it just opens up that area, because his concern is, yes, the black is available, but it's a bit congested. He's 55 points ahead now. 75 points available. Couple more high value balls and he could be over the line here. He's got that black and he freed those 2 reds beautifully. He's thinking hard here, is Joel. Excellent snooker for the man from Antrim Snooker Club.
21.
So red in the colour will be... Oh, he's missed a crucial red. I cannot believe that. Red in the colour, and Artem needed snookers. Time and time again when you just think it's finished. This frame that keeps on giving at the moment, giving chances to Artem, shouldn't have been allowed back into this particular frame, but here he is. Let's see what the talented young Ukrainian can do with this opportunity. Well, he's missed. It's unlucky. Well, snooker's required now. This looks very much like this match is now coming to an end. This red will certainly seal it, I would imagine. It's a beautiful shot. Great control. Pressure's up, Joel, now. He can express himself a little bit here. Well, Joel Connolly has booked his place into the quarter-final of the 2026 WSF Junior Championship here in Sofia, Bulgaria. And he will meet Wang Zingbo this evening at 6 o'clock. Well, that surely is that. 77 points to 1, a shake at the hands. What an unusual game of snooker that was. It really was an interesting match. Joel was 3-0 up. Then it went to 3-1 where he missed the black to just assure a 4-0 victory. But he's come back in this frame and shown his quality. He's won this by 4 frames to 1. He's booked his place into the quarter-final at 6 o'clock this evening, where he will play Wang Xingbo from China for a place in the WSF Junior Championship 2026 semi-final. We'll be back at 2 o'clock. We've got the WSF Women's semi-final match for you. I'm looking forward to that. The quality and the standard in that particular tournament has been sky high, so it should be a very, very enjoyable semi-final. We have plenty of snooker to get through. Still matches ongoing in the last 16. Check out Snooker Scores, the WPBSA, WSF app. Get that on your phones, get it on your tablets, and you can keep in touch with everything that's going on here in Sofia. But for me, Derek Kiley, and from Alexander, we'll see you back at 2 for the Women's Championship. Join us then. Bye-bye.